Hi Gemini, welcome to your love reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I do appreciate it. Be sure and follow on TikTok and YouTube for me. I'm trying to grow my collective on both. And if you're interested in my products and updates with my website, stick around to the end. I'm going to go over all that stuff. We're going to get into tarot first, though. So if you are new, I'm going to pull cards for your energy, your person's energy, the relationship. And then I did bring out these 5 oracle decks for the collectives, collective readings this week. And then I made this deck. It's just initials and zodiac signs. So we will go ahead and pull on your energies. And then these are just kind of, we pull these at the end and see what comes out. Just additional messages or last minute messages that Spirit wants to put out there. So let's see. In your energy, we have the 9 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. In your person's energy, we have Rebirth. This has come out a lot in the collective readings. 7 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. And the overall energy for the relationship, we have the 4 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. Holy crap. And then on the bottom, we have the King of Pentacles. That's really good energy. You can tell. So, okay. Let's get into this, Gemini. So on the bottom, we have the King of Pentacles. I always pull the bottom of the deck. It's just kind of like the underlying energy of everything. So the King of Pentacles is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You don't have to be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is just like a very stable, grounded type of energy. So it could be that this is very stable and grounded, or you could be dealing with an earth sign, or you could be dealing with a very grounded, stable earth sign. Could be all of the above. So in your energy, we have the 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands it's about perseverance. It's about, pushing through burdens. They call this the Wounded Warrior card. So he has like this bandage on his head here, but this is kind of like the last stands. Like you're definitely going through a lot here, but you're coming to the end of that. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is a very intuitive queen. She is very emotionally balanced. She is open to her spirituality, creativity, empathy. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is a passionate energy. The Knight of Wands is like a fire sign. So I definitely feel like you could be opening up more to your creativity, or you're just very open to your spirituality. In your person's energy, we have Rebirth. So this is kind of like the Death card. I mean, it's endings, beginnings, transitions. It's a rebirth card. But I definitely feel like they have been through something and they're coming out of that on the other side, and they're starting anew. So, and then we have the 7 of Wands, which is about standing up for your beliefs, standing up for what you believe in, defending yourself. So they could be going through a spiritual awakening as well, kind of defending their beliefs on this. But we do have the 8 of Swords here. So they are kind of in their head. This is limiting beliefs, kind of holding themselves back. But they could also be going through a rebirth of defending themselves, or being defensive and kind of this feeling like the victim, or again, like just holding themselves back. They're all in their head. They're feeling like they're stuck somewhere. But they're definitely going through a rebirth. So they're going to come out of that very soon. Right now, this could be, maybe they're realizing that you're like a spiritual couple, or that you are a soulmate. And they're kind of in their head about it. They're going through a rebirth. A lot of times when people step into spirituality, they have a hard time because it's not the norm, or it's different from what their family and friends believe. Does that make sense? So I feel like, just saw 444 on the timer. But I feel like they're definitely going through a rebirth. And this could have them in their head because they're opening up more to spirituality. A lot of times that can put you more in your head. But in the energy of the relationship itself, we have the Four of Wands, which is joyful. It is a union card, so it's also about stability. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is a victory being seen. So I definitely feel like this is going to be a victorious union. And then we have the Ten of Cups, which is like ultimate happiness. So this is definitely going to be, this is like marriage material, you know, very happy, stable, grounded. I feel like this is going to be a very good union for the both of you once this comes together. And this could be somebody you already know. This could be somebody you haven't even met yet. You know, if they're going through a spiritual rebirth, maybe it's just somebody that has opened more to their spirituality and, you know, they'll come into your energy. It could be somebody that you were already dealing with and you may be helping them through their spiritual journey. What does Gemini not see coming? What do we not see coming? Well, we got 4, but that's okay. I usually do 3. We'll take 4. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is, it can kind of be like a bored, stagnant type of energy. So this person could be stagnant, or this relationship could be stagnant right now because of this person being in their head. So you see this reminds me of the Ace of Cups, like the hand holding out the cup on the Ace of Cups card. So it's like they're being handed this cup of love and they're like, nah. So maybe they're kind of in their head about this because they're looking down here and they're wanting something different. And maybe they're just not realizing it yet. But obviously with these cards down here, they're going to realize it. But we do also have the Eight of Pentacles here. So I feel like maybe things have been stagnant in the past, but now they're going to start to open up because the Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the work. It's about mastering skills, but it's about putting the work into the relationship. So I definitely feel like this person is going to put in the work, as will you. And then we had the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is about like knowledge, learning something new, gaining knowledge. So maybe there's something that they learn, you know, some kind of knowledge that comes to light, like internally, they just kind of realize that, you know, this is going to be a good relationship. And then we have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is, again, with the conflict, the negativity, but it's swords, so it's all in their mind. I feel like this person is very conflicted. Again, they could be going through a spiritual rebirth with their spirituality, and they're very conflicted here. And that could be why things were stagnant. But I feel like that's going to change and things are going to open up soon. So let's see. What does Gemini need to focus on right now, Spirit? So we have the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. So now we have the King and Queen of Pentacles. And then we have the Lovers. So, yeah. So this is like a breakthrough, but this is also about like truth and clarity. Get clear on what you want. Stay grounded. She's a very grounded, stable energy. Very self-reliant, independent type of energy. And then you have the Lovers here, which is like the soulmate card, the Lovers. It's also about choice. So, but I definitely feel like there's going to be a breakthrough here. The Ace of Swords is also about like a breakthrough, an aha moment. So I feel like maybe you just need to wait for this breakthrough after some stagnancy, but also get clear on what you want from this love relationship. I definitely feel like we have the King and Queen of Pentacles here, and you have the Lovers, and then you've got Ten of Cups, Four of Wands. This is definitely, you're coming into union with a divine counterpart. So Just be clear on what it is that you want from this relationship. Be clear with them on what it is and what you need in this relationship. And I feel like everything's going to open up for you guys. This is going to lead to a really great relationship. They're just kind of in their head right now, you know, and that's, you know, when you're going through a spiritual awakening, if you've been through any type of spiritual awakening, you know how that is. So you're going to be in your head at first, but they're definitely you're going to be victorious. You guys are going to have a union here. They're definitely opening up to a rebirth after, you know, having to defend themselves and being in their head. So and as an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they are very much in their heads. So air is all about our thoughts. And then we have Pluto, transformation. So again, with the rebirth, the transformation, they're definitely going through a rebirth, a transformation, spiritual. And it could just be, you know, that they're healing. It doesn't even have to be a spiritual awakening. It can just be healing from something else. So we have a fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So one or both of you could have heavy placements in fire. Or this could be a fire sign. And then we have karma, balance, and justice. Yeah, I definitely feel like things are going to balance out. This is, you know, karma coming in here for both of you. You're going to be happy together. You're going to be victorious. So, let's see. Has been very talkative with these readings lately. So we have walking away. You leave too quickly when things get challenging. Stay and try and work it out. So that could be like this perseverance, pushing through. Or it could be them, you know, take it how it resonates. Unavailable. You are chasing someone unavailable, or you are the one who's running away. So one or both of you could have run. Again, this could be somebody you don't even know. It could be somebody from the past that has been through a total rebirth. Need rescuing. You're waiting for love to save you, but you must stop waiting and start looking. Burned out. You feel emotionally burned out right now. Retreat and recover before continuing. Yeah, you had that 4 of Cups, so maybe, you know, things have been kind of stagnant right now. Focus on yourself. Focus on what brings you joy and love. Judgment. Don't be too quick to count someone out. Be open and give them a fair chance. All right, let's see. What else do we have for Gemini spirits? I mean, 4 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and 10 of Cups. It doesn't really get any better than that. And then you have the Lovers. So yeah, this could be somebody going through a total rebirth, realizing that you are the love of their life. You know, that could be the rebirth for them. Others' opinions. I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. Again, like I said, they're in their head, maybe because of the spiritual rebirth. You know, and you have to meet people where they are. It's hard when you go through a spiritual rebirth or you open up to your spirituality because you get judged a lot for it. Not the right time. I am overwhelmed with responsibilities. I don't have the time or energy for a relationship. So again, with this Queen of Cups, like this compassion, I never encourage you to wait around for someone, but maybe just have some compassion. She's a very compassionate, empathetic type of energy. So I feel like maybe just have some compassion for this person. Again, you've been through, if you are on a spiritual path, you've been through a spiritual awakening, and you know how hard and difficult that can be. So maybe you're a guide for them. Maybe you're helping them through this time in their life, because that's what soulmates are. We're there to push each other and open each other to possibilities. So that could very well be what you are to this person. You are a spiritual soulmate that helps open them to their spirituality. do they always do that? I'm not going to get that card, sorry. But it says guidance, direction from angels. So I definitely feel like you're both being guided by your angels. Deception, lies, secret facade. That could have been a past energy, or they could be deceiving themselves, you know, with this staying stuck type of energy. And then we have relax, step back and trust your guides. Yeah, everything's going to come together when it needs to come together. And you are clearly going to be victorious here. I really feel like this is going to lead to marriage. If you guys are, you know, if you're interested in marriage, some people don't want to get married, but there's definitely union here. And there's definitely home and stability here. So you guys will definitely be together. You will have a home together. If you want to get married, you will be married. But you will definitely be in a relationship with this person. So we have dating and romance. Gives you butterflies, wine and dine, weekend getaways. Yeah, so I feel like soon you guys are going to be dating. Everything's going to come together. And then we have release. Trust your guides are working on your behalf. That's the second time we've had trust your guides. So, you know, they could be in their head too. Maybe this is a message for them if they're in their head overthinking everything. But you're also, you know, you got that 9 of Wands, that perseverance. Trust your guides. This will come together. And then we have betrayal. Secrets and lies, deceitful, diabolical. So I feel like maybe, you know, they've had some deceit. You've had deceit. We've all been through things in our past relationships, you know. Okay. For Gemini, please, spirits. So we have the letter G, K, B, and then we have Capricorn, the letter L, and Aquarius. So you guys could have Aquarius, Capricorn placements. They could. And then we have initials. Take these with a grain of salt. It doesn't have to be these, but this just kind of, you know, some people look for signs and synchronicity, so I kind of like to give them this. But yeah, this is really awesome, Gemini. You guys are going to be together. I feel like they're just going through that rebirth right now. So you just be compassionate, focus on yourself, step into that, you know, energy. Be clear on what you do want from them from the beginning so that they understand, you know, but don't be in your head about it. Just be there for them and focus on yourself, and everything will come together when it's meant to. So I hope that this helps. I hope that this could bring you some clarity, and I will see you guys next week. If you do want to stick around, I'm going to talk to you guys about my website. So I am open for personal readings again. I did shut down for a while. I took on tarot readings and coaching clients, and I never want to take on too much because I want to make sure you guys are getting the attention you deserve when you're going through my coaching program or you're getting a tarot reading. So I just kind of closed everything down so that I could focus on those that had already purchased, and now everything's back open again. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. Definitely check out my website. It's very interactive and playful, and you can play with tarot cards. There are some free downloads on there that you can check out. Feel free to check those out and download them. I do have some digital products on there. I will be uploading more once I get them completed. I'm just trying to work full-time and do this full-time, so it's a lot right now. Until I can do this completely full-time and just focus on this, it'll just kind of take me a little bit to get those programs and stuff out to you. I do want to teach a tarot course. I've had a lot of requests for that, so be sure and like and follow on TikTok and YouTube for me. I really appreciate you guys helping me out with that. That's so awesome of you. All the love and support, the comments. I love hearing from you guys, how the messages resonate, the synchronicities. It's just really cool to hear from you guys. It does help my channel as well, so I do appreciate that. And, you know, sharing it with others you think would be interested. But I'm definitely trying to grow my collective this year and next year and just give back to others. I will be giving away free tarot readings on TikTok and YouTube, just because I know it's a good way to give back to you guys for all the support, but it's also a way for me to help others with tarot and astrology, because I know that they've helped me on my spiritual journey. So I want to be able to help others with them. When you work with astrology, you work with the energies, and it kind of helps you work through those hard times in your life. It doesn't make things easier per se, but at least you can understand them and work with the energies better, and know when you need to rest, know when it's time to relax, know when it's time to take the initiative, know when it's time to do certain things. You know, I love working with astrology. It's really helped me. So, yeah, that's my way of giving back. Definitely go check out the website. I'm super excited about it. Super excited to give back. Very excited to build my collective and get to know other people in the spiritual community, and just talk to you guys. So I really appreciate all the love and support, all of the donations you guys have made. If you can't donate and you're not interested in purchasing the products, I completely understand that too. Again, the likes, the follows, the shares, that means a lot to me as well. So anyway, I will see you guys next week. Bye.